No one can beat a Shaolin monk. Here's why. Being a Shaolin monk is a dedication to a life of devotion, hard work, and discipline. In preparation for such a life, training for Shaolin monks begins very early. As early as age 3, young boys are enrolled into training. In their formative years, they are taught to be independent from their families, as many only see their parents not more than once in 2 months. The hands of a martial artist are considered a vital weapon for both defense and attack. Because of this, Shaolin monks dedicate part of their training to strengthening their hands. Their objective? To have hands of iron. Shaolin monks are trained to direct lots of energy towards their hands, allowing them to inflict maximum damage. Shaolin monks are not just interested in possessing hands of steel, but also necks of steel. And they put themselves through some of the most arduous tasks to attain very powerful neck muscles. The training for this certainly takes years of commitment and torture. It involves excruciating tasks like hitting their necks with a log of wood. The golden cicada is more popularly known as the iron crotch. The sound of that tells you in no unclear terms that mastering this skill is not fun. In fact, it involves a rather weird training process. Essentially, the purpose of mastering the iron crotch is to make you less susceptible to blows directed at your groin. In one of the strangest training procedures you might ever come across, the monks are taught to summon an erection via meditation. Once desensitization is achieved, the real deal begins. Monks subject themselves to punches, kicks, and blows directly aimed at their crotches. A lot of the most fascinating things about Shaolin monks are related to their exercise routines. One of those training exercises is something we call down the stairs. It's quite simple on the surface. Imagine coming down a flight of stairs, hundreds of them, only this time, imagine you are doing it walking on all fours. Yes, it turns out Shaolin monks can run on water if they put their minds to it. Meet Shila Liang, the Shaolin monk who holds the world record for distance run on water. Alright, to be honest, he didn't exactly run on water, but what he did was as close as a man can get to the biblical miracle. Liang's path was lined with a fragile bridge of planks. These planks were vital as they gave him the grip required to propel himself across the lake. What is really interesting, and what also makes the feat even more incredible, is that this bridge of planks was not secured in place. To complete the 125-meter run, it required a demonstration of incredible speed, high strength, and perfect balance. The training Shaolin monks undergo helps them pull off mind-boggling feats like lying on a bed of knives. It is difficult to watch, but at the same time intriguing, as you cannot but wonder how they pull it off. You must have heard the phrase, "go and kick the rocks." Although it is certainly a figurative statement, Shaolin monks seem to take it literally. Kicking the rocks is a part of the Shaolin discipline. You probably have had the painful experience of accidentally hitting your toe against a rock, so you can imagine how painful this training routine is. But that's the idea of the training, to make the monks get used to the pain of kicking a stone until they overcome the pain and it becomes normal to them. We could simply say Shaolin monks essentially train themselves to develop an iron body, and that's even up to their fingers. Shaolin monks engage in muscle strengthening exercises for their fingers, making them able to lift incredibly heavy loads with just their fingers. In yet another difficult training regime, Shaolin monks are trained to develop their muscle strength, concentration, and endurance by balancing bowls containing liquids on their heads and hands. This simple static exercise is very difficult to master, but highly effective too. Also called the Bo Ding Gong, Shaolin monks train themselves to remove a nail with just 3 fingers. This nail would have been driven all in into a plank of wood. The exercise improves the strength of the fingers in no small measure, but as you'll expect, it takes years to master as there are more advanced stages of the exercise. Shaolin monks are reputed for their mental strength, which is developed through rigorous training and meditation. A Harvard study showed that Shaolin monks are able to raise their body temperatures to the point where any wet clothes wrapped around them will become dry. This is achieved through a technique known as Jitumo meditation. Some Shaolin monks have demonstrated the incredible ability of throwing needles through glass. The trick to this feat is throwing the needles at extremely high speeds, which keeps the glass intact after the needle passes through it. Entry into Shaolin training is no easy task. In the beginning, new intakes are not assigned to any Shaolin masters. Instead, they are observed by the masters who determine which of them are suitable for the training process. Sadly, entrants who aren't picked by their masters are told to go home. Fancy yourself walking over hot coals? Well, meet the guys who did this as part of their regular training. It must be said, however, that before pulling off this dangerous feat, the feet of the monks are dipped in water to absorb some of the early heat. The rest of the task is left to the monk, who must rapidly run through the hot coals to reduce damage. This is possibly the most popular skill exhibited by Shaolin monks, as we have repeatedly seen them smash their heads with bricks and planks. To achieve this, monks go through a rigorous training routine that sees them smash their heads with objects from an early age. This is a skill they get better at as time goes by. Before we look at our top pick, if you've enjoyed the video so far, please drop a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification so you get notified when we upload new videos. Shaolin monk Shayla Layla holds the world record for a handstand with one finger. It was an incredible feat, even for a Shaolin monk who had invested thousands of hours training his fingers for improved strength. And there you have it. Are there any other things worthy of this list that were not mentioned? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.